Hey, welcome to the Toolshed, man. We're glad that you stopped by today. We got a great episode for you. This is an international, one-of-a-kind toolshed, and it's brought to you by Schedule Engine. If you don't know about Schedule Engine, you should check it out. Less headaches, more booked appointments, and what's not to like about that? Right? This particular episode is sponsored by our good friends at Emerson. We're thankful for that partnership. And in season 1, everybody asked us, hey, where did you get all the material that you guys talk about? Where did you learn all this content? And we said, hey, we learned it from other people, and we brought some of those people with us in season 2, and we've invited some of our guests to come by and share what they know with you. Our first guest today, I'm glad to have you, Brian Donovan. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jerry. I'm happy to be here.
Thanks for stopping by the Toolshed, man. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I was really appreciative of the invite.
Yeah, man, that's good. We're going to play some golf this afternoon.
Oh, I hope so.
I feel like I'm going to get hustled for some odd reason. Brian's a player, and I'm a duffer. But tell us what you do at Interplay Learning.
Yeah, so I joined Interplay Learning about three and a half years ago, right before the launch of our platform, our remote training platform for the skilled trades. I'm in a strategic account executive for them, so I'm in their sales team. So
you work with contractors, you know contractors, you've experienced that side of the business quite a bit, I bet.
I talk about that all day, every day.
Oh, that's
training,
awesome.
How to train, why we train, what does training look like?
That's fantastic. That's why we had you here today. And so let's talk about like how people learn different ways. I know, in the trades we have a certain skill set, but really people learn a bunch of different ways. You want to speak to that a little bit?
Well, as we are coming up with our content, as we are deciding what our instructional design looked like and how we build our platform, we really had to understand how people learn. And you're right, there's so many different ways people learn. There's visual learners, there's auditory learners, there's the kinesthetic learner, the people that like to see it, touch it, do it.
Yeah, right.
So what we are finding often is the training model that is being used is not really leveraging technology to be able to serve training in the manner that people drawn to the skilled trades really want to take it. Yeah,
okay. So you were telling us last night about you're having technicians just go onto the platform on their own. Tell me about that.
We were really, really interested about what drew people to Interplay. Why are we impactful in the industry? Why are we trying to serve the needs of the individual learner? We have a saying at our company, and we say it over and over, and it's really true to who we are, is better careers, better lives. Fundamentally, we're here to serve the technician, to improve their career, to improve their life. So we were really interested in what brought them to us. And we did a survey of 350 of our individual users. And these are people that are not put on the platform through their company buying the seats, but they went out on their own, they took out their own credit card, and they purchased the training for themselves.
Okay.
And we asked them, why? Why did you come do that? Amazingly, 70% of them, we found out, were employed, and their reason was just to get better at what they do. What that tells us is technicians are hungry. They're hungry for training. They're hungry to improve their skills. They're hungry to improve their careers. And we're really honored that people are coming to us and allowing us to help them improve those skills.
Man, I love that. That's awesome. And that's what the Toolshed's really all about, is elevating the trades and letting people in on the secret. And the secret is you can get into the trades early, you can stay in for a long time, you can choose your career path in the trades and make a great living. Like we both know some plumbers that are doing very well in life, right?
Yeah, I mean it's so redeeming to see the success that can come from the skilled trades, and it's the founder of our company identified the skills gap and in this growing skills gap with retirements, and and also with a lack of fresh blood coming into the industry. So, and as demand rises and retirements increase and the fresh pool isn't showing up, that skills gap grows greater.
Yeah.
So what can we do at Interplay to help address that for the industry as a whole?
And so, like right now, you were sharing with us, you have about 5,000 contractors that use your platform.
Companies.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the number of users is a multiple of that.
Did Eddie McFarland sign up for any of those classes on his own? Because you know he's like a continuous learner. He wants to be a student.
Hey, Eddie was one of the first people I met when I came into this industry, and actually he's also somebody that whose enthusiasm and sheer love of training has really rubbed off on me as well. So I've really benefited from knowing him as well.
I mentioned a couple episodes ago that I've been voted the president of the Eddie McFarland fan club. Right. I was the only person voted, but I
did you get my application?
You can be vice president.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I'm
ready for that. Hey, so let's talk about. If training is about affecting performance, and the Toolshed's a training show, and so if we don't change the performance of your team, we failed as a trainer. So how does Interplay track the performance of somebody once they get on the platform and they take a class, and talk to them about that?
So the way I approach this, and the way we approach this as a company is we have to understand what the technician needs. What we're trying to do is really mimic a mentor type relationship. Right now, we have I have a slide that I use sometimes when I'm talking, and it's about scalability. How easy is it to get the training out? Against effectiveness. How effective is that training? Okay. Right? It's super scalable to be able to print out a manual and email that out or hand out a book. But how many technicians do you know that want a 700-page manual that says, here's everything you need to know about doing your job perfectly. So go ahead and read those 700 pages and come back to me and you're going to be a perfect technician.
Yeah, right.
Right? So
none. Zero.
Super scalable,
yeah.
Not very effective. Now, if we look historically how people learn, right? Since the beginning, it's been a one-on-one mentorship type relationship. And what makes that so powerful is that mentor knows what information that technician needs at the moment they need it, and they provide that. What we're doing is trying to mimic that relationship digitally to get clear visibility into a technician's skills and skills gaps, and feed them the information in real time that they need. Not trying to replace training, but trying to enhance training. Everybody has a lot of different places to learn. They can go to their service manager, they can go to their colleague, they can go to the internet. If we can bring that all together to enhance training, to compress the amount of time it takes to upskill, then I think we can have a greater impact faster. And ultimately, that's our goal.
And that's what we need. Like, we need to be able to train somebody faster. And consistency is the key, right? So ever how you do it. And we know that about 65% of the population are visual learners. And so that really helps. And there's some skills assessment that they can take and find out where they need to know more about electrical, or they need to know more about gas. They can actually take a class just on what they show signs of, right?
I think even outside of Interplay, if we just talk about training, I think understanding competencies and understanding competency weaknesses is going to be super powerful, right? Where are my gaps? And what do I need to find as a technician to fill that gap? So if I can understand that, and if I can have visibility into that, I'm going to be able to fill the gaps that need to be filled first, ultimately just compressing the amount of time it takes. Yeah. I talk a lot about time to truck or green to go. What does a traditional training program look like, and how can we help compress that amount of time?
Yeah, I love that, man. I appreciate that. And so you talk to a lot of contractors. What's the feedback that they give you after their technicians are using the platform at Interplay?
Well, I think that's probably best told in a story. I talked to somebody a couple weeks ago, service manager, say 50 truck HVAC company. And I like to just check in. I said, hey, how's it going? And there's two real things that stuck out from that conversation. The first thing was, he said, since we've implemented our training platform, I've been given my day back. I've been able to become strategic again instead of reactive. And he said, and that is purely due to my technicians being more confident and competent. And when they got stuck, they had a resource to go to look it up and maybe help them get through that diagnostic before just picking up the phone and saying, hey, this is where I am, and can you tell me how to fix this?
Yeah.
So that service manager now all of a sudden got his day back and can really approach his job to make an impactful move forward instead of just trying to keep his head above water. The other aspect of that conversation that was super interesting and it was unexpected was, he said, I didn't realize how much of a drain of our resources turnover is. And what they had done was they created a career ladder and had measurable goals. They tied those goals back to some financial incentives, but also status, which is a really big motivator. And what he realized was that by giving stated and goals that are achievable, he was losing less technicians to the company down the street because they knew how to. Yeah. They knew what they needed to achieve to get to where they wanted to be. Yeah. So with that clear goal, they recognized the technicians in his telling. Technicians recognized, one, that the company was investing in them, and when you invest in your employees, they invest back in you. So loyalty, reduced turnover, and then also stated goals of being able, hey, I want to earn that $4, $5, $10 more an hour. What do I have to do to get there? And that doesn't mean I have to leave to go to another company. That means I have my goals and I'm going to make it happen here.
Man, that's awesome. I'm so glad that he came to the Toolshed. We're going to spend 8 weeks with you every Thursday.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about like how training can be a career, but we're going to talk about being resourceful. You know, one of the best things about a technician is being resourceful. And if you can use Interplay Learning as a resource to be more confident, to have more of a thought about how you're going to fix that problem, man, that gives them confidence, and that's what they really want. I appreciate you stopping by today.
Yeah, well, it's been great. Thanks so much.
Hey, you know, the schedule engine, it brings you the tool shed, and so we're super thankful for schedule engine, and just a way for us to give back to the industry. Brian and Interplay are giving back to the industry, and I appreciate that. And you know, today's episode is brought to you by Emerson, and we appreciate their sponsorship. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by the tool shed. Go out and crush it. Be good, do good. Thanks.